Oh my gosh. Isn't my fabulous Geminis? Oh my goodness. Welcome, guys. Welcome to your weekly soulmate investigation reading here. I hope you guys are ready for this because I know I is. Okay. So hopefully you guys are doing all right. If you haven't already, go ahead and check the description box for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars placements. If you have any questions about what cards I use, if you want to know how to book a reading with me, everything is in the description box below. But also, guys, please remember, as a disclaimer, these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that's totally cool. So let's go ahead and see what the hell is going on in your love life. And we already got true love, religious factors, and let go of control issues. So what y'all trying to get somebody to do that you really want them to do because you think it's love, but it's really because, it's really because, let's be honest, it makes you more comfortable. At the same time, this could be happening to you guys, right? This could be that somebody else in your life right now that you're truly in love with may be trying to get you to do some things that you may not be, you may not agree with. And that's that whole figuring out how, figuring out the ebb and flow of the relationship. You guys may be trying to be yourselves, but your soulmate, boom, is, trying to get you to conform. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, I guess we're gonna have to be in Aquarius this season, huh? All right. I mean, it is Aquarius season, so it says it all. Rebel to the highest, to the T. All right. So let's get into it. Oh God, soulmate. And who knew that was going to come back out? And heart-to-heart conversations underneath there. I don't typically look at the bottom of the Romance Angels after I pull in the card, but today, right now, I just kind of feel more inclined to do it. So let's go ahead and take a look at your reading. I'm going to just pull the tarot portion now. These are already pre-shuffled. Just want to give them a little bit more energy. Jeez. Gosh, if I can shuffle, that'd be great. Alright. So this is the headspace. This is the mentality both parties go into the relationship with. This is the body. This is how you show yourself and how your partner sees you. And this is the spiritual plane, which kind of gives us a little background as to why everybody's thinking the way they think, as well as, doing, as well as being the way they are. This is the card that tells us what brought you together. And this is the card that tells us what the challenge is, and your underlying energy is the Nine of Pentacles. So what I was saying earlier in the beginning, this is about, your gilded cage. Now, it could be that there's some adjustments. It could be that there's some changes here, and this new love here. It could be that maybe the situation is this, like there's some changes that honestly have to come from the relationship. I don't know if it's either one of you guys forcing it. It may just be the natural, course of things, right? Like sometimes you just kind of have to learn how each person works and figure out a good flow with each other, especially if you guys are just starting out. And it looks like you with the Ace of Cups there, but stepping out of your comfort zone, if you're used to doing things solo and being independent and having your own way, well, things are about to change because you're living with somebody, you're in a relationship with somebody, you're working with another person now. It's not just you. So, that said, let's get into it. So this, pick the side that resonates with you guys the most. I'm going to, try to be a third person-y kind of with it. So, just pick the side that resonates with y'all the most. But this person going into this relationship has got the 10 of Swords going into this. So already you can kind of tell that the person's mindset is like they just got done going through some really difficult stuff, okay? Difficult energy, difficult situations, difficult relationships, difficult everything, right? They've completely ended a situation, right? They've put something to not to death, but they just definitely ended something that honestly was an eye opener, was a shocker. It can be very painful, but it's opened, it's opened their eyes to some new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new ways of communicating, right? It's putting them in a position of newness. There's a lot of changes that are happening here. Now, the other person here has got the moon, so they're enthralled with a hell of a lot of emotion. They're very much intense. Like, they feel that intense energy so potent that honestly they probably don't even know what to do with it. But I think the feeling is so intense that with this energy going on here with the relationship and everything, that they kind of feel a little bit not unhinged, but a little bit fearful, because the moon does put you in a position, and it's really how we choose to deal with this energy. But usually, right, the normal human response to it would be going into the situation, trusting your instincts, and trying to guide yourself through and not worry yourself about the details of the situation, just focusing on what your intuition is saying, focusing on focusing on what your heart's telling you. Well, this person is like, it's got intense emotions here. So what they're thinking is not like they're seeing the relationship very clearly. I think this is very honeymoony kind of feeling, but at the same time, I get this vibe that they're afraid to lose something, or they're afraid of something that they've already lost, or something that they've lost in the past, or they're really looking at the situation as, of course, they're enthralled with emotion, but they're also like hit with a ton of insecurities and anxiety, because that's what the moon can do, right? It misconstrues, it changes the look of things, not because that's what the moon does. It's just lack of light. You're in the darkness. You're trying to make your way through. Right, there's no telling what's to come, and I think the person is like kind of confused of the situation, mostly because of how they feel. But I think this person on this side has been very clear. I don't know why this person's kind of seeing the situation a little bit, as confusing. And I think it's only confusing because they're coming from a place of insecurity, of fear, and it's not like that, it's normal, right? Especially when you have something good and you don't want to lose it. A lot of insecurities, a lot of anxieties comes up. So I don't think it's because they're like, they're weirdos or something like that, but they're natural human beings that have natural responses. They've gone through natural things, such as loss, such as betrayal, such as pain. So these people are obviously human beings here, and I don't blame them for having this sort of anxiety, but how they use this is definitely going to paint a totally different picture, okay? So going into this, right, how they're presenting themselves is the Five of Cups. So that's what kind of gave me the vision, this kind of like feeling that they're enthralled with the relationship, sure, but they're so focused on what they've lost that I think that the reason why they're coming at this with a lot of confusion, or they're being confusing, or they're not certain of how things are going to turn out, or how things are being for them, they're unable to read the situation very well, is because they're not allowing themselves to be able to move forward, right? The moon is not a card of stagnancy, and believe it or not, it is pushing you to trust yourself and trust your intuition, trust that you're going in the right direction, even though it doesn't look very clear. And this person is still looking at what they've lost, still looking at things that have hurt them in the past, and instead of focusing on the relationship, they're so from the relationship, which I feel is super intense, they are looking at the loss as a reason to kind of keep them from being able to shift their focus. And I think they truly do want to shift their focus, not like they're just trying to stick with this within this. But as we saw earlier with true love, let go of control issues and religious factors, this is something that's kind of been ingrained in them for quite some time. Whatever life, whatever style, whatever routine that they've got, they've had going on for such a long time, whatever that was, it's kept them, it's been keeping them company. Whether that's misery, whether that's sadness, whatever this is, self-loathing even, but I feel like what's going on here with this person is that they're trying to shift their focus. They just don't know how to, because this is something that is obviously very new, and this is something outside of their comfort zone, but they're willing to take the steps. They just don't know how to shift the focus from what is bothering, what has hurt them in the past, right? Now, the other person is definitely showing that there's stability here. There's a place for safety. I like this card for for someone like this, where they're not quite certain of how things are going to go, how to shift their focus. They're doing so. I feel like they're truly doing so. It's just like, it's hard, and I feel like with the King of Pentacles, this person's showing that they're committing, they're stable, they're solid, they're reliable, they're someone that they can lean on. But at the same time, I kind of feel like this person has to kind of take care of themselves right now, considering that they've just gone through something really difficult. And honestly, as much as we love to help this other person here, they have to find their intuition. They have to, not find their intuition, they have to find the trust within themselves. They have to believe in themselves. And this person cannot help them trust themselves. Right? I think giving the responsibility can help, but as far as dabbling into this person's realm of dealing with their insecurities and their anxieties, you know, being considerate is one thing, but enabling is another. You got to be careful with that one. Because soulmates here are not just, you know, people that are in your true love or whatever like that. Because soulmates they're not really like that. Soulmates, you know, I see soulmates as people that come into our lives to help us move us towards our highest potential. This is the situation. You guys have the potential to grow and become something more than what you are right now. And of course, you do that by spending time together, by understanding each other, and really working through your own personal issues, your own personal, you know, blockages in, you know, your own spiritual, you know, elevations together. By being with each other, right? You recognize yourself through the other person sometimes. And I kind of see that with soulmates. Not all soulmates work the same. I understand that, but that's how I usually see soulmates. Not all people see soulmates like that, though. So I do see this person as stable, independent, good at handling their situation, and definitely ready to commit and hustle and, you know, hunker down and do the work. And I feel like this person is trying to get the handle of being able to trust themselves. So I feel like this person, honestly, should probably just be hands off right now. Just focus on you, especially if they're going through something difficult. They're going through some seriously bad ending here. And it's prompting them to change, or to have, not necessarily change, but to have a new perspective when they've been doing something routinely for a very long time. This person shows that they've got a routine, they've got a structure, and that's changing now because they've ended something. You know, this is a change too. So this person has got to handle themselves and take care of themselves before they put anyone else first. Okay? Before they put someone else, before they take care of someone else. I never agree with anybody taking care of anyone. Okay? Unless, of course, they need that love and they need that care, and of course you know that they're good for it. But never put anyone else before you, of course. Like that's just me, you know, whatever. As a life coach, love coach, relationship coach, whatever. But the reason why this person is showing up here with the moon and the 5 of Cups is because of the Page of Wands. So obviously they know there's a new beginning. There's an opportunity to start something new, take advantage of this new opportunity. And they see this as something exciting, something, you know, something that is inspiring them, that's to open their heart, to take a chance, you know. This is a new thing, and this is bringing up a lot of anxieties. Instead of them trying to kind of like leaping with joy and happiness and excitement, they're kind of bogging themselves down with, oh, this can't happen again. I got to make sure I don't want to have this situation happen again. I know what I've lost. I know what's not here. I don't want this, you know. At the same time, there could be some changes here in the dynamic of the relationship. I think there may be some things that are lost, but the relationship is still there. I mean, you know, whatever you guys are going through at this moment, where you guys are changing together, there may be some things that you guys were used to each other doing and no longer doing those things. Like this person may be routinely doing something and they stopped it and they're wondering what happened, why is it missing, and that's what's dredging out the confusion. But this is about learning new behavior, Page of Wands, right? Learning something new, gaining some new information, but about behavior, about, you know, living together or being in a relationship again. You know, it depends on, what's going on. You know, I really feel like ultimately this is about trying and doing something differently, you know? And both parties are having to try to figure out why this is not the way it is anymore, and why this person, you know, is needing to communicate what exactly those changes are. And the reason why all this is like the way it is because of what brought you two together and what the challenge is. Okay, so what brought you guys together, as we look here, is the 8 of Wands. Lots of communication, lots of talking, lots of progress being made through that communication, through that time and investment into it. And things moved very, very fast between you guys. Not like I don't think it's a bad thing that things move very fast. That's probably why you guys had religious factors coming up. Maybe some people may think that you moved too fast. Family members maybe thinking that, hey, this is really soon. But I feel like mostly a lot of things just kind of made sense and you guys rolled with it. You know, things just kind of made sense and it felt good to be in that energy, right? I think at maybe one point for some of you guys, maybe this got overwhelming, but I feel like all in all, this is really something that really had the momentum with it already because you guys had good communication. But the challenge is starting again. Starting again may not be with each other, may not be like you guys are getting back together. It may not be an ex that's coming back. It could be, but I don't think it really is. I think this is like an opportunity that's come up where you may have had an opportunity to do something before with maybe someone else, something in the past, and you have the opportunity to do something differently because of what you have experienced in the past. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't think this is necessarily an ex coming back. Again, this could totally be an ex coming back, but because you have experience with something very similar to this, you guys are able to apply what you've learned into this new opportunity to make it the most. That's why this person is really trying to shift their focus, or at least this person is not trying to be the pessimist of the relationship. They're trying to prevent what this was, the Three of Cups. They're trying to understand why things may not be the way they are now because of some shifts and changes that may have happened in your relationship or in your individual lives, right? Why things may have been shaped up. And that's not a bad thing, but I do think that there is a need for communication on that front and talking about it and stepping outside your comfort zones about it so that way you guys can really get to the bottom of it. You know, get to the bottom of understanding what's going on. But most importantly, though, the challenge is really that you guys are shifting and applying the knowledge that you have gained from past relationships so that you guys can make the most out of this one. It's really intense, y'all. And also, really quickly, I want to say this could be friends, family, co-workers. It doesn't have to be just, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, or spouses, you know. Okay, well, I put the cards back and they still, you know, insisted on flipping out like they did. And this is what y'all got. Slow down. And slow down says, when you're excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. Yeah, taking it easy. All right. And then you guys have honesty is essential. And it says it's to be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner, which is what I was talking about earlier. You guys connected because you guys communicated so well, but now there's a need for you guys to really communicate, especially if there's things that have changed in regards to how people are in the relationship, how the dynamic is going to work, so that everybody is on the same page. Because it looks like right now everybody's not quite on the same page, and that kind of discussion needs to definitely be communicated. And it's not to be seen as someone as like being a wuss or inferior or being pathetic. This is someone coming outside their comfort zone and speaking their honest truth, coming from the heart and opening up. So, of course, when you communicate, there you are totally 100% allowed to expect that from the other person if you're coming with them when they communicate with you about their issues. So a level of compassion is definitely needed, and the King of Pentacles is definitely, you know, I wouldn't necessarily go to the King of Pentacles for that because he's very practical. He's thinking about what needs to work, what balances are needed, what structures need to have to make a situation work, or what work needs to be done to get to a certain, you know, goalpost. But I feel like right now it's definitely talking about being open, being compassionate to yourself, be compassionate to your person, and be compassionate to the soulmate here, because they're going to be communicating with you and you're going to communicate with them a lot of your insecurities, and it's about figuring out a way to make it work, because I think you guys got great communication here. It's just about utilizing it with sensitive things, especially when it comes to things that make you feel anxious. All right, so that said, family, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate all the love, the likes, comments, subscribes, and the sharing of these videos, guys. I truly appreciate every last one of you beautiful Geminis, because you know I have a Gemini moon, so I'm a little biased, and I'm okay with that. Okay, but as always, family, love you to death, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care now. Bye, guys.